Hello, welcome to our discussion on the self-centered planning of an IEP meeting. We're going to be talking about a few things today. First off, we're going to talk about what exactly is a person-centered IEP meeting. Well, to put it plain and simply, it is done so that the person that we're doing the IEP for has the most input, basically. This is where we're focusing on helping this individual with their input on where they see things. We're going to highlight what their God-given talents are, what they think their God-given talents are, and then we're also going to discuss where the weaknesses are and let the individual know this is where we see things and this is where we think you need help, but they are going to dictate what they think they need. We are just going to be giving input and support. The hope is that we can blossom those God-given talents where they're not struggling and aid in those areas where they still are struggling enough so where they understand that, hey, I'm going to need this to continue on afterwards. But ultimately, they do have the final say on what's going on. There are different individuals at the meeting, and of course the individual is the primary person, and their main responsibility or their role is to make choices about their life and their future. They're going to create their goals, what they want to do after high school, education, job, living on their own, and then communicate those things to the IEP team. Then you're going to have your friends, family, and any other supporters that might be asked to be there. And they're going to become the network for this individual, the people they can trust to go to. They're invested in the person's life. Parents, family, friends, the people that really, truly, and honestly care about this individual. And then you're going to have a facilitator, and they're going to do what facilitators do. They're going to guide this process. They're going to help create the plan. They're just going to keep us on a straight and narrow. They're going to keep us on what the idea behind this is. And then, of course, there's all the service providers and the professionals, the teachers, the counselors, the principal. And we're going to be putting in our expertise, but we're also going to be putting in support for the individual. Hey, I'm here to help you. I'm only bringing this up because I think this is in your best interest. It is not a focus on what we want for them. It's what we can do to help them attain the goals they have put forth. That's why it's called self-centered. The person is putting forth the information that they want for their future, and it's everybody else's job there to help them attain that. And then, once it's all said and done, the individual can meet with a counselor, and they're going to discuss things that they think went well, that they think went poorly, that wasn't discussed during the IEP meeting. And if need be, they can be addressed with another meeting, or if decided, they can be adjusted and done at a later time. But this self-centered meeting, like I said before, is there for the person to set forth their goals, understand their strengths and weaknesses, and what they need to do to attain those goals. And everybody else that's there is there to come up with ideas and to be a support to help this person attain those goals. I hope you've enjoyed my ramblings. See you next time.